So one day, there was a Sahabi, his name is Kawatb ibn Jubair. And in his previous life to becoming Muslim, he was kind of a playboy. He was a womanizer. He liked to spend time with women at night and maybe drink and party and stuff like that. That stuff existed back then, of course, right? And then he becomes Muslim, takes Shahada, and he's sincere in his Iman. He makes Tawbah, and he's a clean, he's Sahaba of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he's living congruently with that. So he's telling the story. One day he's out traveling with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which probably means they're out for jihad. Okay? And they're camped out. And they all had the camps, and they would all go to bed, probably around Isha time. But some maybe would stay up a little bit. So one day he's going back to his tent, and he notices a bonfire, a little fire. And there's like a group full of women around the bonfire, talking and hanging out. And he's saying, I was impressed with them. I like them. He's narrating the story. So what's he do? He goes into his tent, and he gets dressed up a little bit, puts on his oils, fixes his turban, and he goes out there and sits with the women. Okay? Some time passes. Who comes out of his tent? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes out of his tent and sees Jubair and walks over to Sayyidina Jubair and says, Assalamu alaikum, Jubair. What are you doing here? Could you imagine? Oh my God. Could you imagine? And Sayyidina Jubair said, I was so overwhelmed. I was so embarrassed in that moment. He goes, Ya Rasulullah, I seem to have misplaced my camels and I can't find them, and I'm asking these lovely ladies if they know where I can find my camels. The Prophet ﷺ smiles. He tells them, inshallah, you find your camels, please go to your tent. And he goes to his tent. He says, next day, the Prophet ﷺ sees me. He says, Assalamu alaikum, Jubair. Did you find your camels? Jubair goes, not yet, Ya Rasulullah. Please, pray that I found my camels. Okay, khair. Day after that, the Prophet ﷺ finds them. So when they come, did you find your camels? No, Ya Rasulullah. Every day, the Prophet ﷺ would make an effort. He'd sit there, he'd find Jubair and go up to him and ask him about his camels, his missing camels. And every day he had to do a little white lie to the Prophet ﷺ, which must have eaten him up alive. But a part of him had to keep it going. Days passed, okay? He's asking him every single day. They get back to Medina. At this point, Sayyidina Jubair ibn Khawat is like, I'm actively avoiding the Prophet now. I'm avoiding him. So I want to go pray at the masjid. I'll peep in the masjid. Is he there? If he's not there, I'll come in there and pray. Otherwise, if he's there, I'll come back later. One day he peeps in the masjid. Okay, it's clear. He goes in to pray. While he's in the prayer, someone comes in, walks into the masjid, and sits down right next to him. He looks, guess who? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he's saying to himself in the prayer, I'm not going to close this prayer until he gets, he's busy. I'm not going to end this prayer until he leaves. And the Prophet ﷺ turns to him and says, Wallahi ya Jubair, I am not leaving till we speak. Allah. So he's in the prayer, he's saying, okay, I'm doomed. Khalas, I'm cornered. It's over. Finish the prayer and said into the Prophet. So he finishes the prayer, salam, salam. Assalamu alaikum, Rasulullah. The Prophet smiles at him, beams at him, asks him, did you find your camels? Khalas. He had to come clean, yeah? Ya Rasulullah, I never lost my camels. There was never any camels. That night, I didn't lose my camels. The Prophet ﷺ smiles at him, beams at him, and says, Rahimakallah, Rahimakallah, Rahimakallah. May Allah have mercy on you, may Allah have mercy on you, may Allah have mercy on you. He knew there was no camels, right? The whole time. But what does he also know? He knows that Sayyidina Jubair has an old wound around this, sitting with women. This is his past. This is he has a strategy, he has a coping, he likes women, there's addiction, there's something here for him. And he doesn't blame him and scold him and publicly rebuke him because he knows he has husnul dhan in Sayyidina Jubair. He holds, you're the one that left all of that for Allah and in me and the deen, and you're true. And I love you, and I want good for you. And you lied to me. You went to ghafla and you lied. And I love you too much to let that go. I'm going to wait. I'm going to play with you. We're going to play this game. How playful was he? How loving was he? Imagine the whole time he knows it's not, hey, did you find your camels? But I love you too much to let you go. I know who you really are. And Sayyidina Jubair said, Wallahi, I never sat with a woman like that again. Which means what? He healed. Through rahma. Through safety and hilm. And the rahma of the Prophet sallallahu, alaihi, wasallam. Rahma is what heals. Husnul dhan is what heals. That's the tarbiyah of the Prophet sallallahu, alaihi wasallam, you see. This is the way. Of course, we have our own challenges in the way that we come to this type of thing, but this is the standard. When I first heard this story, I said to myself, how come I've never heard this before? You know who I heard it from? Shaykh Yahya wrote this, hafadhahullah. When he shared it, I said, Allahu Akbar, this is the most beautiful story. This is my favorite story ever. I love this story. How come we don't know this story? Husnul dhan, to see the good in the other. Even if they forget themselves, even if they do wrong by you in a little way, love them, wish well for them, try to forgive them. If you can't forgive them, ma'lish, you can sit in whatever you're angry at them, you're resentful towards them. You can sit with whatever is real. But inshallah, the point is to move towards forgiveness.